No text message saying going on.
Hello, everybody. This Pastor RJ coming to you from behind the scenes as I sit before you, my wonderful, beautiful wife, Pastor Patrice, and my lovely daughter, Faith. They're going to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on today. So, won't you sit back for a minute and enjoy what God has put on their hearts today?
Hello, everybody. Okay, I know it's been a while. Um, we were going to do the word today, but we ended up doing something a little different today because, as a lot of you know, Miss Faith has kind of ended up being the little activist lately here. And today in church, she did she kind of did an interview in church, and we got a little bit of flood of questions that people would like to have seen answered. So what we decided to do was take this time to allow her to answer the questions that people wanted answers to. So we're going to go ahead and get into the questions because actually I need to go and lay down because I'm in a little bit pain here. But first of all, we're going to let Faith say hello.
Hi.
So first of all, hello everybody. I hope that everybody's having a great day today and all is well with everyone. Okay, so the first question that we got from For Faith is the person wanted to know, how did Faith get involved with this activist?
Well, honestly, what made me get involved it was it wasn't just a particular incident that happened on my senior year. My first day in my senior year, we had a run. It was supposed to be this really cool moment where the drone catches us running across the football field, but instead it wasn't at all because someone said a racial slur and it was extremely offensive and it was recorded and posted on multiple platforms, and the school didn't address it. And when the school finally did address it, they said there was going to be an investigation that never really fully went through. The student wasn't punished, and it's not till now that they're giving the video to outside people to investigate it thoroughly. But that was just the start. There was a whole lot of built up stuff, a lot of stuff that a lot of students and I had went through personally. So that was just the last straw and made us get together and start change.
Okay, that was the first question. And the second question was, when Faith was interviewed, she was interviewed with an organization called Student Lives Matter, for short SLM. And the question was, when did SLM begin? When did it start? Oh, I'm sorry. And it said who started it.
To be honest, I'm not completely sure when it started. I feel like I've heard that before. I'm not sure where
It
it
started that
originated.
Saturday before the interview.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure. I believe that there were some parents that were ahead of it. I'm not exactly sure who made the SLM.
It was Miss April.
Okay.
So give her name. I don't know her last name.
Miss April Myers.
Okay, who started SLM was April Myers. But that's my understanding of who started it. It was April Myers, and I learned that from the news. It was that Saturday after that incident, is what I believe. Now, if I'm incorrect, I will come back later and correct myself. But my understanding is it was some parents had gotten together the weekend after the incident, and they came together and decided to start the group because of the students going home and explaining what had taken place that day. and they stood up. They basically they said that, look, if our children are willing to stand up against this injustice, then we're willing to stand up against it. And it was the same thing with my household. Um, we said that if our daughter was willing to stand against an injustice, we surely were going to stand behind her. And that's what we did as well. So that's how it came about. And that's who I'm aware of started was April Myers. Oh, I'm sorry. And your next question is, you said your mom didn't want you to go to school. Why and how did you get her to change her mind?
With COVID 19, I'm sure a lot of parents didn't want their kids going back to school because how easily it spreads. So she was just concerned for my safety. I let her know that it was really important for me to spend my senior year at school. So she did reluctantly. She let me go.
But how did you get me to change my mind?
I just discussed it with you and told you how I felt.
Okay, that's actually true. That was a hard one for me. I had to pray my way through that one. I did not want my child going back to the school because I knew that it was going to be children there and they wouldn't be wearing masks. And for my child's safety, I did not want her going back to that school. And I had a very close friend who was doing virtual school. So I was considering having Faith go there. But Faith is a very responsible young lady, and I knew that she would wear her mask and I knew that she would abide by social distancing. But I still really didn't want her to go. But Faith is a little debater, and she knows how to do it very respectfully. And I knew that she had also prayed about it, and I prayed about it as well. And my husband and I prayed about it together, and we decided to let Faith have that choice. We decided to go by her choice and let her go. And look at God. Had we not let her go, she would have never been there in the role and to play the role that she played. And but God is the way we view that. Okay, the next question for Miss Faith is, do you plan to continue to be an activist after you graduate?
I plan to always stand up for what I believe in and speak out when there's something wrong and there needs to be, a situation needs to be acknowledged.
Amen. Good answer. Okay, the next question is, does your mom support you? Wow. We only see you with your dad.
Both of my parents, they are a united front, so they both support me or they both don't support me, but they always support me. So you see my dad because he's my bodyguard basically and just protects me through whatever because you never know what could happen. So that's why you see my dad. My mom's very busy. She's still in the military, and she's going through something right now. She's okay. She just can't always be in front of a camera.
Thank you for understanding, sweetie. Actually, the march, those marches that Faith just attended, I would have been there. I'm actually just, I think 8, 9, 10 days post-op. As you can see, I'm in a neck brace, so um, I was not able to attend those marches with her, but I was so proud of my baby. I was in tears watching her do that, and I so wish that I could have been there by her side when she did that. I would have absolutely been there. Um, I'll leave that right there. All I can say is I was so proud of my child. Why do you care about racism or killings if it's not someone in your family?
That's an interesting question because I feel like we should all value human life in general. So to not care about a killing just because the person wasn't related to you. I think that's really insensitive. I think that's a life, and you never know. It could have been you, because racism isn't particular. It's just, oh, you're that color, and that's that. So it could have been my family, and it's very close because it could have been me. Honestly, racism in general, everyone should care. It shouldn't be a thing, but it is, and we need to fight against it as much as possible. So we should all definitely care.
Amen. What advice can you give us that want to stand up for the injustices that we are facing, but everyone is afraid to stand with us?
So, honestly, all I can say is that when it comes to standing up for what you believe in, there's a little hint of fear, sometimes a lot of fear. But you just have to remember that you're not alone. And when sometimes you have to be first. So when you stand up, people are going to stand up with you. It may not be a lot, it may be a few, but people are going to be there with you. You're not ever alone. Sometimes you just need to call on God. Sometimes whatever you believe in, you've got to believe that you got to remember that it's bigger than you. It is so much bigger than you. So that's what I have to say with that.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you felt between your desk and the front door of your walkout?
Scared? I felt scared. I was shaking. I was definitely scared. I knew that it had to be done, though. I knew it had to be done. So I closed my eyes, and next thing you know, I'm walking, and I was at the door, and then other people started showing up, and that, oh my goodness, I was so relieved when I saw other people showing up, because I was scared. I really thought I was going to be the only one out here, but seeing other people show up and get excited, and it was very nerve-wracking. It was very nerve-wracking, especially since they had all the exits blocked. There were teachers and coaches just looking like guards, and so it was very nerve-wracking, but we got together and we walked out.
Now, I never asked you this question. When you got to the door that you needed to exit and there was an adult standing before you, you being one that has always been taught to obey authority, what went through your mind at that point?
I think that's where the fear comes from, because we're taught to respect adults, listen and behave, basically. So going against that, because this time they're wrong, was definitely difficult and intimidating, to have these teachers in your face and coaches in your face giving this look. So it was just a really scary experience.
So did they move out of your way, or did
they had it where we could only leave out of one exit? They knew we were leaving. They couldn't really do anything about it, but it looked like they really tried to make it where the intimidation factor was 10, and it was they tried to make it where not as many people would leave. So, and we were planning to march through the halls, but that was automatically canceled. And
did anybody turn around in the hallway? Did any students go back?
No, ma'am. The people that came out. Some people planned to come out, but just they got too scared, or there was a person that walked out before me, but they were turned away. I don't know why they turned her away, but they did. But after I showed up, I signed out, so they couldn't turn me away. I had my paper, it was official, but a lot of people showed up after me, so it was really cool. So they couldn't turn everybody away because it was happening.
Okay, and your last question is, if one person will stand. Are you willing to bring the SLM organization to our school and stand with us? Okay, now they didn't say where this school is.
Yeah, I think it would be it would really that's a big factor. Like, where are you? Because are you all the way up north? Because that's a really long drive. We'll definitely send our support your way. You could definitely message me, and I can get you in contact with some really great people that helped me a lot.
Okay, let me put a disclaimer on that last one. That would depend on where you are, but you would definitely you'd always have prayer and moral support, but we would have to speak to the leaders of the group because it would depend on where you are. But I'm sure that we would definitely reach out and find out what organizations you have in your area if we're not in your area. But no way would anybody tell us that they were going through something and we just say, oh, well, sorry, you too far. We would definitely, it's some help in your area somewhere, no matter where you are. So if there's anyone out there in need of help and they can contact us, we would definitely want you to let us know that you're in need of help. We'll find you some help some kind of way. So please don't ever just not contact us because you feel you're too far away. So I hope that we couldn't answer all the questions because, I mean, we only have so much time, per slot here. And like I said, I'm injured right now. And so I really can only sit up here for so long. But I hope that, she answered the questions that, she had allotted time for. And I hope everyone enjoyed the answers or, receiving the answers that they did to the questions that she did put out. But that's the end of our time for now. And we'll come back another time and we'll see you all later. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Once again, it's Pastor RJ thanking you for joining us on this glorious day and have a blessed and glorious week.